It don't matter how hot the girls are. If your music is lame, we can help with that, though. The Professional Adult Nightclub DJ Association presents Panda Off The Charts. Brand new tracks for the strip club industry to make your set sound fresher, more energized, and to keep things bumping. Here are your hosts, Danny Meyers, Ilan Fong, and Bob Chiappardi.
Okay, my friends, Panda Off The Charts for, August 2021. I'm Danny Meyers along with Ilan Fong Bob Chiappardi at a special guest time. Right now, we've got Kurt Deimer coming on here with us, along with Phil X. How you guys doing?
Good. How are you guys doing? Thank you so much for having us, man.
Oh, no problem. Is this the first time you've ever been interviewed on a strip club show?
Yes, for me. I don't know about
I think 1990.
Phil, what are you coming? Well, you were like 10. What?
It's coming back.
Coming back to you now.
Yeah.
Well, man, I can't be more excited to have you both on the show. First of all, you are both very interesting guys. Your bios are incredible. Let's start with Kurt here. Now, you have been in the business world. It was vague. I don't know if you can talk about what you used to do. I'm just curious as a person who likes to know where stuff comes from.
Well, I was in music when I was young, and I was in a band, and then I met my wife, who I had my kids with, and I decided I probably needed to put that on hold for a while because I was going nowhere fast.
Right.
And I got my education. I've always been entrepreneurial, so I ended up getting into the corporate world. Lasted about 8 months, and moved on. Once I learned all the knowledge I needed to, and I actually. Being from Ohio, you guys might have heard of this. I started a company called Coolants Plus, and my oil brand is Starfire.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, we're in all the UDFs. So if you go in
that's
the
crazy,
UDF,
yeah.
that's me.
That's wild.
And
hey!
In the red stadium in left field, you see our sign above the bullpen.
That's awesome.
So I did that started that company in 1999, and I built it to where it runs itself now. And actually, my CFO of the company, Darren Ward, actually lives in Westchester, and my plant's out in Hamilton. So it runs itself, and I decided I'm going to go get back into the music business and do what I originally wanted to do in my life. Now that I've got to this point, and once I got into a movie in 2017, Trading Paint with John Travolta, out of the blue, and that was my sign.
I just want to dance. Sorry.
So I said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go for it and do what I always wanted to do. And
that's awesome.
You only live once, so here we are. And
then actor, musician, producer, video director, businessman, makes oil stuff. And not to be outdone, we got Phil X with us now. Phil has quite the musical background. He's a guitarist and a monster guitarist, I might add. He's played on some of my favorite projects, and the one I'm as a fanboy, I got to ask. So Methods of Mayhem.
Wow.
The guitar crunch, was that you? That sound? I always wondered how Tommy's a drummer, and so I'm like, who the hell did he get to play on this? And I still play like Welcome to Planet Boom, which was kind of pre Methods of Mayhem, but that's what started his path on that direction, right? And then the Methods of Mayhem album was just, to me, groundbreaking. It was the first hip hop rock mashup, predating.
It was pretty crazy,
right?
Predating a lot of stuff.
Yeah, predating like Limp Bizkit and all. I mean, there was Rage Against the Machine before that.
Yeah,
but other than that
was my true Hollywood story. I was a struggling musician, and I was painting the garage. It was Scott Humphrey was producing, and I was painting his garage, and Tommy, they were working on beats and they were working on this. And then when it was time to get some heavy guitars on it, Tommy's like, dude, we got to get a guitar player on this. And Scott was like, well, let's get Phil. And Tommy's like, the dude painting the garage? and Scott's like, yeah, you haven't heard him play guitar. So put the pinch brush down, plug in the Les Paul, and I started playing guitar. And Tommy literally was like, dude, you play on the whole record. So that's what happened there. And
that guitar sound is monstrous.
Yeah. Today,
monstrous.
Even today, right?
Today.
It totally stands up.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we were tuning crazy low stuff and knowing that you needed to add weight to it. So we were layering all these sounds, and
so
that was the one thing for me that became a calling card. Hey, let's get the guy that did Methods of Mayhem, and that was 99.
Right.
So, and then how stuff happens in LA is, Scott's next project was going to be Rob Zombie, the follow up to Hellbilly Deluxe.
Yeah.
And he came in and said, "Man, I love what you're doing on Tommy's record. You want to play on mine?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure."
Sure. Why not?
And the next day, Rob came in and he's like, "Hey, did Alice call you?" And I'm like, "Alice Cooper." And he's like, "Alice Cooper, I gave you her number last week." I'm like, right, Alice Cooper's gonna call me, right? Like not
Jerry Cantrell, maybe Alice. I don't know.
So it's crazy, So that kind of thing started, and then it went from being really heavy stuff to like.
Well, so let me tell people next. So he replaced eventually the legendary Richie Sambora of Bon Jovi, people, for God's sakes.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously my man Phil here can do more than just heavy rock. He can write pop oriented rock songs, and even the 2 albums you worked on even had some country influences in them, right?
The ones that I worked on, I didn't, not really. The country stuff was on that Lost Highway record. That was way before me.
Okay, but even This House Is Not
John
for
has
Sale.
that twang. John kind of likes to vary, so he likes to have a lot of different color on the record. So there was a couple of twangy things on the last one too. So I'm all good with that.
Yeah, right. Right. Yeah. And hey, it's music. Like I think most musicians just like being challenged, right? It's interesting to.
We love creating.
Yeah.
Which is I love, it's nice to be in a situation where someone takes the leash off and says, "Do your thing." And that's what's been happening with Kurt. We get into the studio and the virtual studio, because they do stuff over there. And
right.
And hey, let's send each other MP3s and see if we like it. Mm-hmm. And we ended up hitting a bunch of stuff out of the park. So that was a lot of fun. I like to, even on the last Bon Jovi record, which was the first record that I was there from the ground up. We did Beds in Nashville in 2019. And then, we did overdubs at John Shanks' studio in LA. And there was one solo where I was like, okay, I know I'm never me 100% in that band. So it's usually this side is Phil X and this side is Richie Sambora, and this guy in the middle shows up and does the gig. But there was one song called Beautiful Drug that I got to put my thumbprint on this. So I just went all wacky Phil X on it, and it ended up staying. And it's the 16 Seconds of Danger.
Right. Awesome.
In that song. But my point is that I go in it. The Kurt's project, the Kurt Deimer thing, I go in there with full on Phil X. I can just play what I want to play and sing what I want to sing background wise and create this canvas for Kurt to do his thing. And that's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I tell Phil, just show everybody just how fucking badass you are on guitar.
Yeah.
Hey, fucking men.
And you're gonna see that. So
good.
Especially when the EP comes out. We got this tour is going to really showcase Phil X like you've never seen him before. And nobody's seen me obviously before, but they're going to see us. So we're about to unleash some shit on the world. So
nice.
Well, I get to see the show in just a little bit, but let's what I want to do is get into Have a Cigar, which is a Pink Floyd cover. Which is the track that we're playing right now. What I want to do is play about a minute of Have a Cigar, and then we're going to come back and talk to you a little bit about that and about the upcoming tour. So can we do that?
Sounds good.
Let's do this. Have a Cigar. Phil Deimer. Kurt Deimer. Sorry. I combined you.
Come in here, dear boy, have a cigar. You're gonna go far. You're gonna fly high. You're never gonna die. Come in here, dear boy, have a cigar. You're gonna go far. You're gonna fly high. You're never gonna die. You're gonna make it if you try. They're gonna love you. Yeah. I've always had a deep respect, and I mean that most sincere. The
I'll tell you what, there's still about 3 minutes left in that song, too. So you rocked it, man. And I have to tell you, the first time I heard this song, I listened to it on my computer speakers. And I thought it was pretty good. But now that I'm hearing it on headphones, it's like, man, everything just jumps out at me now so much better. It's like, man, it's got drive to it. Yeah.
That's the Chris Lord Algae magic, man. His he ain't one of the best in the world for nothing. But yeah, man. I mean, I feel like that was the first thing we did. And he said, "Hey, I'm working on this thing. You want to throw some guitars on it and some background vocals?" And then I think he was in a rush, or he's a really busy guy. I love the story of the solo at the end that I'm super duper proud of. Mm-hmm. It was one of those things where I'm a firm believer that if you play from the heart, you're a different guitar player every day. So that day, I was a different guitar player. I mean, it was so different that, like, I mean, I laid it down and I go, "Hey, man, here's the tracks. I did a quick solo, and then when I have more time next week, I'll beat the solo." Mm-hmm. So I sent it to him, and then the next week shows up, and I listen to the solo, and I'm like, I can't beat that. So
it's a good feeling, actually, right?
Call him and go, I just listened to the solo, man. I can't beat that. And he said, "I wondered what you were talking about." Okay, so that just confirms the magic right there. Mm-hmm. So, right. But the funny thing is you feel like, I remember when we shot the video, I couldn't even mime it.
Wow.
Just to give you an example of how different you can be from day to day, I could not nail the timing that I was feeling the day I recorded it. Mm-hmm. I'm miming the solo, 7 takes in the video, kicking myself every time because there it is. Shit.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna have to listen to it on repeat to get it back live, right?
Yeah. Oh, I'm not even gonna try, dude.
Yeah.
Once I started,
be like, that was close enough.
Once I started working with Chris, he said, because I wanted to do this cover, and I thought it was very appropriate, because I want to build this band, and if we build it, if we all come together as a team, we can kick ass all over the world. So it's very appropriate for the mission that Phil and I are on. But Chris, I said, man, that guitar solo in that song is sick. Like it was unbelievable.
Well, first of all, we're starting with Gilmore.
He wouldn't tell me he was he wouldn't tell me who it was. He goes, "It's the CLA band. That's what it is." And I got to figure out who the hell this guitar. And then if it weren't for Chris Lord Algae, Phil and I never would have met. So it's funny how the world works and brings people together. It's really cool. So.
Well, I definitely hear your voice in this song. I mean, there's no denying your voice. Yeah. In this song, it's outstanding. And it was funny, the first time I ever heard Have a Cigar, the original, which I thought was the original, I didn't know it was a Pink Floyd song. Now, let's take you back to 1977. I had just started as a disco DJ, Saturday Night Fever, KC and the Sunshine Band, Donna Summer, and I got this disco record by a band called Rosebud called Have a Cigar. And I had heard this song for like 6 months, was playing it, it was a big hit, and somebody says, that's a Pink Floyd cover, right? I'm like, really? So then I went back and listened to the Pink Floyd version. But yeah, it was also covered as a disco song. Very few people knew that, but I had that as a 12-inch single. I wish I still had it. But if you ever want to hear that, I did check it out the other day. It's on Spotify on one of the Back to the 70s disco channels. So if you ever want to hear it, Have a Cigar disco version. I like your version much better, by the
way. Dude, I'm going as soon as we're done here. I need to hear that.
Rosebud. So, yeah, it's funny, Dan. I had the same thought. Like, I heard it on my laptop at first, and I was like, man, it doesn't sound like finished. Like, it sounds like it's not mastered or mixed down quite right. But now that I've heard it on my monitors, oh, fuck. But my only question would be is on the radio when people listen to it in the car, hopefully that's not an issue because the performance is great. Love your vocals. Just on cheap speakers, maybe it's not everything's coming out. Just a thought, but it's amazing. As a strip club DJ, there's not a lot of Floyd you can play, right? There's like Another Brick in the Wall, Money, right. Young Lust, and probably Have a Cigar, and that's almost it. Maybe Run if you queue it up past all the psychedelic bullshit, right? Love the psychedelic bullshit, but for a strip club it doesn't work, right?
Right.
So Have a Cigar is a classic. Foo Fighters and Brian May did a great cover of it on a soundtrack about 20 years ago. There's a version I usually play, but I'm now leaning towards bringing this one in because this, I think, is a nice, fresh update of a great track.
Yeah, it really feels like that. I mean, all my friends are calling me going, I can't believe how powerful it sounds.
Yeah.
And all my guitar buddies who, I mean, and not that I've told everybody the solo story, but all my guitar buddies were like, man, I was really dying to hear how you match or beat the Gilmore vibe. And you really stepped it up. And I was like, well, that's a huge compliment, you know, because we're all assholes, man. We hate each other.
But he's such a soulful and bluesy feeling player, right?
Yeah, he's amazing.
That tone is unmistakable, and I haven't heard the end solo. I'm going to go listen to it once I get a chance, once to get off the show. But I'm sure, just knowing on your past work, I have no doubt that you killed it.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah,
I'm excited to hear your original tracks too. Now, I guess you probably can't say it because I'm assuming you're getting the name finalized and copywritten and all that stuff. But I'm curious to hear what the band name will be. And if you can't say it yet, I get it.
Oh, the band name is me. It's Kurt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I thought the way you guys were talking, there was going to be an actual band name for a second.
Well, you know what? We're building this.
Okay.
We're building a house, man. We have the floor, we have the walls,
Great
the
foundation.
second floor,
and
so we're rehearsing the band next week, and we can't wait to go out. It's going to be.
I'm excited.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going out and we're direct support for Jeff Tate.
Woo,
Right.
Mr. Tate.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy about Jeff Tate? At least when I saw him about 10 years ago at a radio station, that man sings the way he does and smokes like 2 or 3 packs of Marlboro Reds a day. It's insane.
How does that happen?
How?
Yeah.
It's not humanly possible.
No, I got to say, we shot the video for the song that are we talking about this? Are we talking about the duet?
Yeah.
We are. There's a song called Burn Together, and it's a duet between Jeff Tate and Kurt. And we actually shot a video too. So I was on the set and I'm listening to, like, even shooting the video, Jeff singing full voice. And hearing that voice come out of that face was like, what?
Yeah.
Right? So surreal, man. It was crazy.
It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy.
What an experience to witness.
They did an acoustic set at the radio station I was at, and he was doing his vocal warm-ups in a booth, and the engineer of the show, a buddy of mine, he's like, hey, come here. And we sat down, and they didn't know we could listen to him doing his vocal warm-ups. And as a former singer, it was nice to know that even Jeff Tate doesn't sound good doing vocal warm-ups. Nobody sounds good doing their scales, and it just sounds idiotic, right?
Yeah.
But then, of course, he went out and killed it. But I was like, oh my God, he's human. He was warming up his voice and all that. And then he went out there.
I love those human moments.
Yeah, me too. No, it was nice to hear.
Yeah.
Someone I've looked up to. I mean, take hold of the flame and like that stuff.
Even when we were in the studio with Chris Lord Alge, Jeff and I, when we were cutting the vocals for the track coming out, I mean, he had to do takes and takes, just like, everybody's human.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that great to see though? Because you put him on a pedestal, right? And you're like,
yeah,
in my mind, he did take hold of the flame in one take and walked out and had a cigarette.
Yeah. Well, Kurt, I wanted to, before we started recording, Kurt and I figured out that we both live about maybe 15, 20 miles from each other over here in Cincinnati, Ohio. You're from Cincinnati. I'm from Cincinnati. And you are getting ready to start the tour, and you're going to start this at a local band or at a local bar, correct?
Well, yeah, we're going to be rehearsing for a straight week, and then Phil will be coming into town with the rest of the guys in the band, and then we've got 2 just kind of kickoff shows before we head out on tour at MVP Sports Bar and Grill. It holds about 400 in Silverton or Cincinnati, that area.
Yeah.
So that'll be on Friday, September 3rd and Saturday, September 4th, and we're working on a few surprises to make it even more appealing for people to come and see what we're all about. And, cut our teeth before we get out on the road.
I will definitely be there at one of them and check that out. How about websites? Anything? What about social media? Where's the best place people can find out more about this, the tour and the project?
Well, it's Kurt Deimer, KurtDeimer.com. You can get everything there. It's kind of the dashboard. Facebook, I'm at Kurt Deimer. You can follow that page. Instagram at Kurt Deimer, Twitter at Kurt Deimer, YouTube, at Kurt Deimer. You can subscribe, check out the video for Have a Cigar. So that's where we're. And Phil X is easy to find. He's all over. Just type in Phil X.
I'll be the B-roll on Phil X 1111. It'll be like back.
He's got an OnlyFans page. You know, it's everything.
Bus lounge antics. It'll be all that stuff.
Yeah, Phil and I are going to have a lot of fun together. We've actually, we're friends first and foremost, and we can't wait to hang out. And you guys will see a lot of cool stuff coming from us as we grow in this project together. So
I'm excited to hear more and see more, man. I'll see you guys in September.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you guys so much for coming on Panda Off the Charts, and we're going to get this out to the strip club DJs all over the country with Bob, who unfortunately we kept pretty quiet in this interview. Hi, Bob.
I was enjoying the ride, boys.
Right?
Enjoying the ride.
I knew it'd be a great interview. I knew it.
Say something now. We need a little input.
How's it doing over there?
Again, I'm just thrilled to have you guys on. I mean, again, Andy and Paul are great friends, and so any project that they're working on, of course, I'm in full tilt. So we're gonna put everything we got, towards it, and help you break this ban.
Well, we appreciate your support very much, and you guys having us on. So
there you go.
Come on anytime you want us to.
There you go.
Awesome.
Tell all the DJs if we're in their town playing, come out and say hi to us.
Oh, yeah. They will. A lot of rock guys in the strip club DJ world, believe me.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Gotcha. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks, man. Have a kick-ass day.
Thanks for listening to Panda Off the Charts, presented by the Professional Adult Nightclub DJ Association. Now you know what's new. Get a full list of tracks from this show and previous shows at pandaoffthecharts.com.